That's where they were connected, and then we pulled it up, it's separated, and they're just cleaning it up and repairing it. Well, behind me is a large hive. It's got 2 deeps, as you can see, and 2 supers on it. And what I want to show you today is how do you inspect a hive when it's this big and it's, you know, mid to late summer or in the fall, when you have the chance of robbing and all the bees are home today for the most part, and it's going to be, you know, a day when there could be robbing. So I brought some extra stuff to teach you guys how to avoid that. But I'm going to have to suit up all the way today. That's one of the things I want to show you, is that when you come into the season when there's not much out there anymore, like a dearth, or your hive's really big now, you used to be able to get out there with maybe a hat and a veil, and that's it. But today and later in the season, you're going to be shocked at how defensive your hive can become. So today we're going to just show you how to do an inspection when everything is wrong. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take off this top cover and start an inspection. Boy, that came off in a hurry. It's a little cooler today, Patrick.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That propolis just wasn't stiff or gooey at all. We put this on when Ryan came and worked with us. Oh, there's some small hive beetles in here. There's a bunch right there. I opened up a little area where the bees probably had those beetles jailed, and then I opened it up and they went running. Yeah, might need a beetle trap in this hive. We'll see. Okay, so we got some bees. We put this super on when Ryan was helping us, and I don't remember when that was.
It was like the middle of the last month.
So almost a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See if they've done anything with some of these frames. Some of them look drawn out. I mean, already drawn out. Some don't. These look newish. Not much going on there. In this case, these bees will, boy, it's going to be rough for them to do anything much more than what they've done now. Here in Illinois, these are all undrawn, or they're not drawn out yet. And they are starting to do some drawing out here as we get a little more closer to the center, which is pretty common. It's really heavy too. Capped over, but not on this side, so it would not be a good frame to harvest. Oh, another beetle, Patrick points out. Got her. Let me pop in here real quick while we're looking into this hive and say, please subscribe to my channel. It helps my channel and helps you be notified each time I make a new video. Now let's get back into this hive. Well, we're going to get this one. This will be ready to be harvested, I'm sure, right? Both sides. My side looks good, and oh yeah, that's capped over. So this side is capped over. That's capped over, except on the one side. Yeah, you can kind of get an idea what things look like without pulling them out. But for fun, we'll checkerboard these a little bit, see if we can get them to draw some out a little faster. So let's put it in between these 2 frames. There we go. All right, so in a case like this, this probably is not going to get drawn out this late in the year. I think it's like August the, what is it, 11th, 10th?
11th. Okay,
11th. So August the 11th, it's going to be rough for them to draw these frames out. But we'll leave this on there. A lot of people ask me, I only have 4 frames, that's what I have here, that, you know, have honey on it that are drawn out. Should I take it off now and start feeding? Should I leave it on here? Well, I'm going to leave it on here a little bit. I do want to feed this hive to help raise bees' winter physiology. I don't have to start again for another week and a half. So I'm going to give them a little bit of time, but there's not much out there. All right, let's take this super off, see what's below. The super below is one that I'm going to overwinter with them, so I won't be harvesting the honey off that one. Okay. It's not going to be too heavy. There we go. See what's in here. This is a hive inspection. in late summer, late summer, fall, this is what you're doing. So if you want to, what you can do now is take your burlap to protect an open frame of honey like this from robber bees, from exposure. That's just going to help kind of keep that quiet over there. This, you can tell by looking, if you're an experienced beekeeper, you would not need to pull a single frame up. All of these are capped over all the way down. There's a chance that the queen could have laid brood. So what I will do is try to pull this frame up. Don't recommend it to inexperienced beekeepers. You need to start from the wall and work your way over, not to hurt the frames or bees. But what we'll try to do is pull out this frame. Probably looks like this one's a better one. And I'm looking that there's nothing abnormal about how the comb may be, billowed out and tear. Yeah, so I'll show you how I do that. So I'll smoke them. So if I can give it a little room, this frame here, I'll try to pull the frames toward me because there's a gap between right here by the wall. So I can kind of just see if I can move them toward me a little bit. They're sliding, but it's tough. All right, good enough. And then we'll try to get us a little space there. Oh yeah, I can get that out of there. See this little piece of bridge comb right here? Bees just connect things. Down in here, you can see there's 3 right there, just bridging comb together, making it happen. Why do they do that? Because they want to and they can. All right, let's get some bees away from our area where we'll be working. But what we're doing here is inspecting for possibility of any brood that might be up in the super. It would show itself on this frame. All right, at the bottom. Nothing on my side. Nothing over there. Not even drone. So we're good. That's very dark. And so look at that. Yeah. So this is, it's amazing. A lot of people use queen excluders. I get it. I don't. And 9 times out of 10, this is what bees do naturally. They just keep their honey above them. I don't have to worry about it. But if you get a strong laying queen, sometimes they will get up in your honey supers, especially brand new supers. All right, get a little bit of spacing there. I feel like I'm going to break my hive tool. Putting so much pressure on it. That's perfect there. All right, that's going to be heavy, but we got to do an inspection. Let's take this burlap off. Clear the runway. All right, do a little smoking. Separate the boxes. All right, this is where we use 2 hive tools to help us out. There we go. That way you can protect your corner better. There. Oh, perfect. All right. Oh, where's Ryan when you want him to pick a heavy box up? Oh, wow, that'll keep you in shape. No need for a gym membership if you're a beekeeper. A lot of this is just a little gap between the 2 different boxes, and they've just put some extra comb between there. And because it's the time of the year, I'm not going to take the time to inspect that or to scrape it off because I just need to get in here and look around. All right, so another thing I want to say about inspecting a hive late summer, fall, is you can't take forever. Now, so that you don't hurt bees, I like to rock the frame right and left. It just seems like it helps bees get out of the way a little bit. But like I said, you might tear a little bit of the comb against the other comb if the bees have made it kind of wide. It wasn't bad. We got her out of there. That is 1 solid frame, wall to wall of honey. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's smoke again. And like I said, I could probably work without full suit and gloves, but for what we're doing, it's better to be suited up. There's a lot of bees in here the time of the year. And let's go ahead and put that burlap back over our super up here to prevent robbing. There we go. And you could take another piece and lay across here, which is not a bad idea. And that way you only expose the frames that you're working on. That's a good thing to do too. And you need to monitor the air for robbers. I can already detect some robber bees on this hive. I really can. I can tell they're starting to look. Which now it's going to speed up my inspection a lot. Normally you don't have a lot of bees flying around the top of your hive like we do right now. Another frame of honey. Trying to get to some brood area we can look at. Maybe do a mite test. All right, little drone brood, still raising drones late in the year. Honey and pollen stores. Bee bread. Looks like most of the brood is going to be down in the lower chamber. Not so much in the top one. Look at a couple of more maybe. All right, let's smoke that again. Might get some wonky comb here on this one, I think. Yeah, this is
Kind of neat.
Yeah, it is neat. That's where they were connected, and then when we pulled it up, it's separated, and they're just cleaning it up and repairing it. So this is just another frame of bee bread and honey. So now what we need to do is make a decision to go one more down. I'm going to look at the area, judge the robbing. Doesn't look terrible. I think we can get by with it. That's why you want to wear a suit, because if robbing starts, your bees will become more defensive toward you being there. They're defending their hive against everything, all intruders, and that means you too. So if robbing starts, your hive is going to get very defensive against you. All right, got enough room to put my frame back in. All right, here we go. Yep. Fitting in there nicely. Perfect. All right. Now, that's going to be a heavy box too, but we do want to get one more box down.
We just had these apart a month ago.
Oh yeah, it wasn't that long ago, was
Yeah.
it? That's crazy. Wow. That's a tight fit. I think it was just that hive tool. That particular hive tool has a bigger thickness to it. All right.
Where are you going with that one?
Top cover, I think. Yeah. All right, I'm probably... We are running into robbing. And we are going to have to work kind of quickly now. Ooh, that's heavy. Wow. Whew. Ooh, got stone on the bottom. All right. So for speed's sake, we're going to go for the middle frame. See what we got. All right, good brood pattern. Spot there where the queen is laid. All right, I like it. Yeah, the brood is down below and all the honey is up above. We've ran out of time for inspecting or doing a mite test just because of the potential robbing that now can occur. So now, another thing I want to tell you, when you're working a hive like this, and you get to the place where it's like, okay, it's going to get bad a lot faster now, what you have to do is end your inspection. And you have to put the hive back together as quick as you can. Because bees are starting to sting my legs. It's not feeling real good. And it's going to keep getting worse. There we go. So we're going to pick the deep up and put it back. I'm going to pop in here and encourage you guys to join me every Thursday night, 7 p.m. I have live streams, Central Time for you guys, 7 p.m. Central Time. I answer your questions. I have a teaching on beekeeping, and we usually have a giveaway. Here's the link right here, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Hope to see you there. Let's get back in this hive. And then we're going to put our supers on. Starting with the top one here. Break it apart with a hive tool to always know how to get out of the fight really fast. In this case, know where your boxes are, which order they go. Yep, one more. Top cover. Wow, Patrick.
Yep.
I'm surprised you're doing okay.
They're buzzing me.
Wow, it's good to be in here. That's why I love having these bees around this building back here. When Patrick and I got done doing that inspection, the bees were really spicy, as you saw in the video. And so we were able just to put it all back together and just walk in here, and all the bees just kind of broke pursuit once we got in here. So that's why it's nice to have somewhere you can go. I know you don't always have that privilege, but just to kind of summarize, you want to prevent robbing. I saw that starting, so I had to really get in there and get out of there. I pulled a frame. I got all the way down to the bottom deep, and I saw a frame of eggs, larvae, pupae, capped over. Pupae looked good, no disease or anything, but it just wasn't conducive to continue on anymore with as much that we had to put back together. Like, we wanted to do a mite sample, but we just needed to put it back together. So sometimes you're going to experience this. It's kind of like red alert, because I know you've gotten that package. They've been nice all year, and as they've grown and gotten bigger, and there's more bees in there, they have more honey to protect, and now there may be a dearth and they're not flying anymore, and they're all home. Please wear, all the protective gear. A lot of you ask about, where do you get these gloves at? I buy them on Amazon. There's a link in my description. These are nice because you can use them for putting on your treatments, because, they're nitrile or chemical gloves, so they're safe to use that way, so you don't have to change gloves. And always wear a good bee suit. Just make sure that you're protected, because they can really get defensive this time of the year. This time of the year is a great time, though, to start testing for mites. Make sure you got your mites under control. We are a few months away from winter, so now is the time to make sure your hives are healthy and free of viruses, which the mites spread. So get on that. I made a video teaching you how to do a mite test and how to use like oxalic acid to control your mites. Take a look at that video right here. I'll see you guys over there.